This book is literally insane.
The person I think is gonna die is gonna be Rhiannon.
Oh no! Here's my crack theory on that, I think. Hi everyone, it's me. I am so excited, and I know I say that at the beginning of every single video I film, but I am so excited today because, as you can tell from the title of this video and from my little uniform I'm wearing today, it is ONYX STORM Eve. It is the eve of the release of ONYX STORM, the third book in the Empyrean or the Fourth Wing series. It's coming out today. I feel like we've waited for a long time, but also not, because these books have been coming out at the speed of light. But yeah, the way that these books leave us on cliffhangers, I think if they didn't come out at the speed of light, that would just be cruel. So today's video is going to be all about Fourth Wing, Iron Flame, ONYX STORM. We are going to get ONYX STORM tonight, and then we are going to share the reading experience together. This is going to be a reading vlog. I will say, here's the warning, this video will have spoilers. I know usually in my reading vlogs I do spoiler free, but I feel like with something like this that so many of us are reading together, these reading vlogs are more fun when we can like talk about things and react to like specific events that occur in the book. So if you have not read Fourth Wing, Iron Flame, and ONYX STORM, I will leave one like spoiler-free review section just at the end of this video. I'll like timestamp it so you can go to that chapter in the video. That section will be safe for you just to like see my general thoughts. Go over there and then save this video for when you're finished reading the book, and then we can go through it together then. So if you're still here, spoilers begin now. I warned you, this is the danger zone. I am going to the midnight release for ONYX STORM tonight, so we're gonna grab the book then and we're gonna start reading. But before I grab the book, I just want to talk about some theories, because I did this in my Fourth Wing reading vlog, which, by the way, fun fact, was literally one of the first booktube videos I ever made. That was the Iron Flame reading vlog, not Fourth Wing. The Iron Flame reading vlog was literally, yeah, one of the first booktube videos I ever made. So there's a fun fact. But in that video, I did do a section at the beginning where I went through theories and stuff, and I got a lot of those theories right. So we're gonna see how well we do again this time around with ONYX STORM. I feel like my theories are a little bit more wild this time around, so I feel like the chances of me hitting them spot on are a lot farther. Okay, the biggest prediction, one of the biggest predictions that's going to be revealed in this book, I think, is Violet's second signet. So when I first read Iron Flame, I was like, she's a truth sayer. All that stuff with like miscommunication and like her needing information and the truth and stuff, I'm like, that's totally her signet. But then rereading Iron Flame this past week, I realized, first of all, truth sayers not that rare. There are at least 2 truth sayers that we encounter in Iron Flame, and also truth sayers don't necessarily like, I feel like if Violet was a type of truth sayer, she would be the type to ask questions and then people have to answer honestly, where the truth sayers we've seen so far in this world are just kind of like lie detectors. Like, they just sense when people are lying. It's not like people have to tell the truth. So I don't think Violet's a truth sayer. I also flip-flopped with distance wielder, because there was that quote where it was like, we haven't seen a distance wielder in 200 years. And then Violet started running, and then all of a sudden she was super fast, and there are few moments in Iron Flame where it's like, did you just distance wield? Or did you just run super fast? I think there's a high chance she's a distance wielder, but I also think not, because I don't think her second signet would be something physical, because her first signet is something physical. I truly think her second signet is going to be something with the mind. I also think Eric might be a distance wielder. Amplification could be a signet that Violet has because she has the need to help out her friends. She was kind of a part of that moment where like ran and like wielded through like a wall or a door for the first time. And then when Mira was trying to protect Violet from the venom and created her own ward shield for the first time ever. I feel like that's one of my top contenders for Violet's second signet. My second top choice is that Violet is some sort of an intrinsic, like maybe not exactly the same as Xaden, but she can sort of like sift through facts. And then my third top contender, which is actually my top contender, is that Violet can see the future. And I think those dreams, those like weird venom dreams, were Violet seeing Xaden's future and then sort of like projecting them into his brain through their like mating dragon bond thing. I think she can see the future. And I think that makes sense too, because Andarna's previous power was stopping time, so I think it'll be something time-based. And this was actually my prediction for Violet's second signet when I was reading Iron Flame in that reading vlog, so that guess has not changed. That theory hasn't changed in my brain. So that's on signets. Who will die in this book? because we always have a painful death in these books. Rebecca Yarros doesn't let us just have a happy moment, does she? I am convinced that Mira is either going to die or she's going to betray or go to the other side. I just have a bad feeling about Mira, and I've had this feeling since Fourth Wing. And then apart from that, I think it'll be either Sawyer or Riddick. I think someone from the Iron Squad is not gonna make it in this book. That sucks. Who will return from the dead? Because apparently also Rebecca Yarros can't write us a book without someone coming back from the dead. So I think it's definitely gonna be Nowlin. I know there are theories that like her dad's gonna come back, but I think her dad's dead. I think her dad's like dead, but I think now Lynn is going to come back. Okay, on dragons, I just have a couple things written down about dragons. I think one of Violet's dragons is going to die by the end of the series. Not in this book, but by the end of the series. And I wasn't sure who it was going to be before, and now I think it's going to be Taryn because of events that happened in Iron Flame. And Darna, I think, will survive because she is going to be the last dragon left in her iridescent dragon line. And then she's going to go to the Isle of Kingdoms, where I think her dragon line is probably from, and she's going to like discover all of this backstory, but like she's the only one left. So she's going to have to survive to like carry on her breed. And I think Taryn is going to die taking out Sigale, but Xaden's going to live through it because he now has that venom flowing through his veins, and so he's going to be able to actually survive Sigale's death. But that's not going to happen until book 5, okay? I also think we might see a dragon bond multiple riders, because there was an excerpt, I'll show a screenshot, I noticed in Fourth Wing in the chapter where Violet gets like both dragons, Taryn and Darna. We got this excerpt that kind of like, I guess on first glance, like hints towards multiple bonds with like 2 dragons picking a rider. But when you actually read the excerpt closely, it is describing a situation where a dragon picks 2 riders, not where 2 dragons pick 1 rider. So I think that's put there on purpose, and I think we will see a dragon with 2 human bonds at some point in the series. It could be this book, and I think if it happens, it's gonna be Nowlin. I think Taryn is actually still bonded to Nowlin, but Taryn doesn't know it because Nowlin's venom, and so now Nowlin is able to kind of like block the bond or control Taryn in some way, and it could also be that is now Lynn as the sage or whatever, and he's actually mind speaking to Violet in her dreams because they're bonded through Taryn. I'm also not convinced that all Sorengales share the exact same parents. I think one of them has a different father, but at this point, I can't decide which sibling has the different father. A couple of relationship predictions. I think Violet and Xaden are gonna be together throughout the entire series, or like maybe not through the entire series, but they're definitely gonna end up together, and they're gonna be the main couple of the series always. Sloane and Eric better get together because I think they would be adorable together. Imogen and Garrick also better get together, and Sawyer and Jesinia, of course. And then for a couple of characters that I think will, I don't know, either turn evil or just like have the wrong intentions or like be misled by accident, I think Mira, as I said before, she's either gonna die or she's going to be on some other side, there's gonna be conflict. Or I think Dane. And I know he's had this like big character arc, and you know, I was here for it. I liked his resurrection as a character, as a friend, but his dragon's breath still stinks, and that's never a good sign. So I think he's like unknowingly on the bad side, but he doesn't know, like he can't control it. It might be his dad doing something through him, like through his dragon. And what will be the cliffhanger? I think it's gonna be either Violet will be taken by the venom at the end, or they will go to the Isle Kingdoms and discover that Andarna's line is completely gone and she's the last one left. But I'm probably wrong with that one because Rebecca just loves to surprise us. So there you have it. Those are my theories. I'm gonna complete my work day. We're gonna grab the book tonight at the midnight release, and then I've taken the next 2 days off to read. So, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Okay. Done work for the day. I am ready to go, wearing my Fourth Wing sweater, Rider Black / leggings on the legs. Let's go. Oh my god.
Oh my god, she's so cute.
Okay, we're just here at Earl's. We are getting just like some snacks and drinks before the book releases. We're gonna get the book club to say who they think Violet's second signet is, and also who they think is going to die in this book. We're gonna go around the table.
I'm not done yet. I haven't thought about it yet. Jamie, you can't do this to me yet. Give me time. I still think her second signet is either amplification or she just like wills thing to happen. Like if she says it, it'll happen. The person I think is gonna die is gonna be Rhiannon. I I know, but I think it's gonna happen.
I'm still with the truthsayer theory, honestly. Like, I know it's a popular one, but I see it, honestly. I think Mira's gonna die. Yeah, it's one of the siblings, for sure.
Second signet. So I think, so it's just because like when you look at Andarna, she could like change into like whatever color. I think Violet's signet is like whatever she needs in the moment. Because there are like too many different things that she's done. Whatever she needs in the moment, she can like channel that signet.
I like that because that ties in with my.
Yeah, exactly. And Andarna also keeps saying, "I'll be wherever you need." Like that was like a sentence that was like mentioned repeatedly. I was like, perhaps that. Who's gonna die? I think it's Mira. I don't know why. I just think it's gonna be Mira.
I think that Violet's second signet is going to be that she's a truthsayer, because what does she need more than the truth? And they keep talking about the truth. I think Rhiannon might die just based off of our conversation. I think it's going to be what causes Violet to turn.
Look how good she looks. Work it. Slay Dragon Rider.
Don't make me get the wing leader.
I think that Violet's second signet is going to be distance wielding. At least I hope it is, because that would be really good. Because I'm kind of hoping, like, I feel like they're going to be separated this year, so then she can go see him, and we don't have no Zayden. I think that Mira is going to die. You know what it is? She's the disposable sibling. The middle child.
Yeah, such a middle child answer, yeah. Hi. I think that Violet's second signet, this is a super out-of-pocket theory. I would love for her to be able to do time manipulation. I think that would be so cool. Just because we saw like a little sprinkle of it in Fourth Wing with Andarna. Who's gonna die? I also like the Mira theory. I don't like the theory, but I think it's a fitting theory after Lilith and her whole shtick.
I think her second signet is maybe amplifying other people's powers. I think that was the one I thought. And I think it's Mira who will die. Maybe Zayden, but probably not. That would be pretty crazy.
Zayden's gonna die?
Probably not. I think it's Mira, but the only thing is I saw a theory that like she's gonna Aquatard, and then this third book she's gonna like switch lovers somehow. And they like went onto all these like signs of why they thought she was gonna swap to like a different lover.
Okay, wait, but who's gonna be the next lover?
That guy she grew up with, Kane, is that
Dane?
Not Dane. The
Eric?
Eric, yeah.
Okay, hot take. I like it.
On a budget and a
I
dream.
like the lights.
Mine's on a budget and a dream. That is called Pro.
This is Abigail.
Hello, hi guys.
She is a book talker. She just joined booktube.
Yeah, I just joined. I was like afraid about the whole book talk ban, like
Oh my God,
TikTok
so
ban
true.
thing. And then it only shut down for like 9 hours? 9 minutes actually.
Was it minutes?
And no, it was hours.
No.
It felt like minutes. No.
What do you think Violet's second signet is? Putting you on the spot.
I have a theory that her second signet is time travel. Because I wonder if the Fourth Wing book is the first book in the series, or if it's actually just like she goes back in time to save Zayden.
See, I literally said time travel too.
Yeah, really?
Rewind in the video.
Cool.
I said time travel. And who do you think's gonna die?
Why would you ask me that?
Because I'm asking everyone that.
Okay, don't hate me. I think it's gonna be Imogen. Bye, guys.
Why?
Nobody dies. Cut to like later.
No, someone's gonna die.
No one's gonna die.
Someone's gonna die.
No one's gonna die.
I think it's Mira.
Why would you say that? Why would you say that? No one dies, because this, like, Liam's not dead, guys.
Liam's dead.
Why would you say that? Rebecca's like gonna rip our hearts out with this one. I really, really fear. And I don't know how I'm gonna recover. I thought the TikTok ban was like gonna stop my heart, but I fear this book is actually
But
gonna be
you
the one.
survived it.
Yeah, I survived.
So we're okay.
Yeah, because I was Canadian. I was just like jumping on the...
Oh yeah, you weren't even gonna get banned.
I wasn't even gonna get banned. Sorry, guys. What's your theory for the book?
I'm not convinced all the Sorengales share the same father.
That's the one. That's the one. Do you think she's gonna save Zayden?
I think she's gonna turn Venom by the end of the book.
Oh, like get him out from within kind of situation.
Yeah.
I just know I'm gonna end up crying.
I know, same.
That's what's gonna happen. We're gonna end
I
up
already
crying.
cried yesterday. I reread Iron Flame.
I'm actually
Okay, we need to get this book.
Yeah, go get it now.
Oh, I always get so tired at these midnight releases, but This is definitely the best like sprayed edge I've seen in this series. I wonder why there's 3 gold dragons and 2 black dragons. Is there significance? We also got at the midnight release, oh, we got a pin. It's in my bag, I don't want to get it. We got this, I think this is a sticker. 2 bookmarks, a little 20% off if I want to go shopping. I'm not gonna stay up overnight and read this because I can't. I'm like literally about to go to bed, but I want to read the first sentence with you guys. Ooh, that's cool. I feel like people have been asking for this, like a chart showing what everyone's name is, what their dragon's name is, and their dragon type. Oh, not their dragon type, but their signet. All right, are you ready? I'm only gonna read the first sentence and literally nothing further. Where in Malik's name is he going? This is torture. This is torture for myself, just closing the book. Anyways, I don't even know how to talk anymore. I'm so tired. I'm gonna go to bed. See you tomorrow. We're gonna read. Bye. So I slept for a solid, like, 4 hours. And I feel like I was just too excited to fall asleep. So I just got out of bed. I put my one and only fourth wing sweater back on because I've decided that for the efficacy of the unit, I am going to wear this sweater until I finish this book. What else is there to do other than read? Zayden's first appearance in this book just gave me chills. Okay, the sun's up though. I'm gonna make breakfast. For thoughts so far, I just finished chapter 4. Something I really like about Iron Flame and ONYX STORM is that we pick up the story literally right where the previous book ends. And I always find that is just like the perfect way to get you back into a series because it's like literally no time has passed and then like all the feelings and the emotions that you were just feeling at the end of that book come back and you're just like right back into it. Any mention of Lilith in this book is like, it's already making me like, I'm really liking where the story is going. I think we're gonna go on like a big quest. I knew that this book would focus on number 1, obviously Xaden being a Venin, and then number 2, trying to learn more about Andarna and her line. And I wasn't sure how like those 2 plots would fit side by side, but that seems to be exactly what is going to happen with this book. One thing I was kind of scared about for this book, not scared, but like my biggest critique on Iron Flame. I really liked Iron Flame. I liked the fantasy and the learning more about the world, but the biggest thing, my biggest annoyance with that book was the romance portion of it because it was just very miscommunication trope and a lot of their arguments and bickering was just very repetitive in Iron Flame. And so I'm hoping that because they have real issues this time around, it's not gonna feel so much like that. I really hope that honestly Xaden turns like a little bit dark and gives into that dark side of him because I think it'd be more interesting if he actually started struggling with that control and wasn't like just constantly like worried about Violet. Like if he just like lost that part of him. He does already seem to be like darker. I want to see that go like farther into the chaos. I'm gonna make breakfast and we'll continue reading. Book is so drama packed so far. I'm on page 76 and so much has happened. We're getting like not too many like relationship bickering struggles and more plot, which is incredible. When Halden appeared, I was like and then the excerpt from Lilith at the beginning of the book when she was like, Violet has terrible taste in men, and then Halden shows up. He's totally one of her exes. But this dream that Violet had with Blue Wyvern Fire, like Kat's there and she's saying like, he'll choose you, you'll be the queen of Tyrandor or whatever. That's totally a premonition of the future, is it not? I'm having so much fun, you guys. So much fun. I've got a little cat over there, a little cat on my lap. I've just planted myself down here. I'm just gonna be here until lunch. To me, Rebecca. Does Garrick have a second signet? Is he the distance wielder? I thought it was gonna be Eric. Okay, and now Violet has a Venin twin who also can do lightning. I feel like there's so much happening in this book, like so much. And some of it is stuff that I kind of predicted. Like I knew kind of the course of like the story we're gonna take, but so many twists are happening. Remember, rewind back in the video when I said that Taryn was going to die. Taryn was gonna be the dragon that dies. I was like, when that scene was happening and he crashed into like the cliff or the mountain or whatever and like fell unconscious, I was like I hope I didn't manifest this because I don't think it'll happen till the 5th book. Anyways, that was a close call. I'm on page 180-ish. I'm really loving this book so far. I think it's a lot more plot heavy than Iron Flame. Like where Iron Flame, I think I mentioned this. Did I mention this like an hour ago? I can't remember. But where Iron Flame was more focused on world building, expanding our knowledge of that, and the plot kind of moved a bit slower in Iron Flame. This one, ONYX STORM, is definitely very much plot. It's a lot faster paced, but we're still getting a lot of info, but like the plot is moving a lot quicker. It feels more concise. I also really appreciate how, like, I know this is a romantasy series, but I think Rebecca Yarros is starting to really focus more on the fantasy aspect of it, and this almost feels like a fantasy with a subplot of romance, because the romance is definitely not equal to the fantasy in this book. I feel like if this book was written as a traditional romantasy, a lot of the plot, like the main focus, would be just purely trying to get Xaden back and trying to find a cure for him. And while that side of things is still mentioned, I feel like it's a side plot compared to like the main quest and the main journey we're on. I think things are starting to like pick up even more. There are things coming true from that Iron Flame reading vlog that I mentioned where I said a bunch of theories, and some of them didn't manifest in Iron Flame, but they're happening now. Stuff like confirming that the Rebellion relics on all the marked ones give like second signet, and that is literally something I said November 2023. I also feel like Rebecca Yarros is taking a lot of the comments that she gets and like really putting it into this book, because a lot of the criticism from Iron Flame I feel like is fixed in here. Certain things, I think like a while ago, closer to the beginning of the book, there was a part where Riddick and the Iron Squad, like all of them were teasing Violet about her relationship and being like, yeah, all you do is fight and it's always the exact same fight. But it's like literally, I think like what everyone was criticizing about their relationship in Iron Flame, Rebecca Yarros put that in this book, but like her friends doing the criticizing, and that just makes me like feel like Rebecca Yarros is a self-aware queen and she can take that criticism and turn it into a joke and like turn that into a part of the story, which I think is really awesome. Something else I'm really loving about this too, honestly, is Sawyer's journey. On one hand, it's like it's making me sad. Obviously, he's really down. He lost a limb in Iron Flame, but I think the journey of him needing to not only physically heal from that, but mentally heal is really realistic, and I'm happy, not happy, but like appreciating how his journey is being portrayed here too, and showing that it's not just like a perfect, like, okay, I'll just pop a prosthetic on and keep going. Like, it's feeling very nuanced, adding all these like layers of like things that all the side characters are going through too. I'm shocked that we got a Papa Sorrengail name reveal, and it wasn't really that significant, I feel like. I think we're all theorizing like crazy things about her dad because he has no name, and you know, we've all read Sarah J Maas and know that when a father has no name, that tends to be very significant, but I feel like the name reveal was just very casual. Nothing clicked when I read his name. I was like, oh, okay, I guess that's his name. Oh, also, why is Violet's twin Venom thing, the one with the silver hair who also wields lightning, why is her name so silly? It's like Theophany, I don't know how to say it, but it's just, it seems like a really silly name for someone who's supposed to be like scary and powerful. I don't know, the name sounds really funny to me. But okay, here's my theory. Here's my crack theory on that. I think that silver-haired Venom that seems to be Violet's twin and is her nemesis in this book apparently, what if she's Violet in a different timeline? That would sort of go with my like time travel theory. And also, does Xaden have a third signet? Because he'd have his Sigale signet, and then he'd have his grandfather ancestral line signet, and then he has his rebellion relic. So does that mean he has another one that we still don't know about? Okay, enough yapping, more reading.
I gotta take a dinner break.
This book is literally insane. I am, where am I at? I'm on page 330. I think this is around like chapter 40 area. Also, I just realized I'm fully representing the scribe quadrant today with this cream colored entire suit. What to even say, how to even describe this book? It's not even a very structured story. It doesn't really feel like there's a solid like beginning, middle, and end. It just seems like constantly things happening to our characters and just like excitement, like just plot after plot after plot. And it's not necessarily, yeah, structured in like a very typical arc of a story. I think it's actually working in this case because it's just like you keep getting hit with stuff and it's just like maintaining this like really exciting flow all the way through. I feel like from this point onwards, everything's just gonna get more chaotic. Like I'm at the part where they just got to, I guess, the fourth isle. Like they went to Deverelli and then they went to like Umbra? What was it called? I don't remember. Like the war fighting one, and then they went to the wisdom one, Heretos. Now they're at the fourth one, the one that blesses Zanal, the god of luck. I just read the scene. Traeger just got shot with the arrow because he pulled the arrow card as his like luck gift. Oh my god, I feel so bad for Kat, which is like kind of insane because I feel like Kat has had this amazing character arc. Like she was introduced in Iron Flame and I absolutely loathed her for the majority of the book, and even though she had her like redemption arc, still at the end of that book I was not a Kat fan. I was like, okay, I get that you're kind of getting redeemed, but like I'm not gonna like you, I'm not ever gonna care for you. And then ONYX Storm starts and she meets Traeger and she starts moving on, and she, you know, I feel like she's a really good complex character, to be honest, and I've been like feeling very happy for her that she found Traeger and is finally able to move on from like what she thought she would have with Xaden. And then all of a sudden, like immediately he gets taken from her. Where like, I know Violet suffered a lot, but like in this book, her friends and her loved ones have had so many close calls, like Riddick and Garrick. Like don't even get me started on Riddick. That almost brought me to tears, especially when Violet realized he was okay and then he realized why she was so worried and he was like, I love you too. Like, don't worry, I love you too, I'm alive. Oh my god. Almost had a breakdown. Yeah, like Violet hasn't really lost anyone yet in this book. There's a lot of people that have come close. Everyone's been able to like be safe, and then like the one person that dies is the one Kat cares about. I just feel so bad. I think I have probably like 200 pages left to go. I'm scared. I think everything's gonna like pick up from here. Oh, I also wanted to mention, so like our characters are going on this like quest and visiting all these different isles, right, in search of the Irid line, or like where Andarna came from. I'm really loving how every single isle is getting progressively more creepy and more wild and just like more unhinged. They just keep getting creepier and creepier and creepier. I am eating that up. I'm loving it. It's so cool. I like how all the different isles, like we're not progressing in just like brute strength every time, because I feel like that would be a boring story to tell, like going from like a smaller army to a bigger army to a, you know, massive army. I think Rebecca's being really creative with this, where like every island has their own theme, pray to a different god, and then seeing how that really affects how they do anything. I like how we started with more of like the brute strength one, which is like the least creative, and then now we're getting like so creepy, like with the luck game and the fact that they had to like accept the gifts, like, and just like smile and say thank you, even though they just like killed their friend, and they just have to smile and say thank you or they'll fail the test. That is so twisted. I love it. But I'm also scared to see what comes next. I think this one's the last like main isle, right? And then it's like the smaller isles. I have no idea where they're gonna go after this, or even how they're gonna like get through this isle. I'm loving this book, guys. Devouring. Love it.
Oh no, no!
lock myself in my room because we're getting near the end. I'm at 474 pages in, and I think something insane is about to happen. You know, we just have the feeling that something's gonna happen. I think my prediction is about to come true, and I think Mira's about to die. Okay. Also, Andarna literally just like yelled. I'm still in denial. I'm still in denial that Andarna's gone. I feel like the writing feels like really lonely now that we don't have like 2 of the dragon voices. I have like this overwhelming feeling of loneliness ever since Andarna left. I had no idea we would be seeing something like that happen, like a dragon unbonding. I would never have predicted that. Okay. Poor Mira. I don't even feel emotional. I've just been like ready for Mira to die because I've just known it was gonna happen. No tears. I'm tearless. Am I horrible for that? Maybe. Is something gonna happen? Is she not actually gonna die? Is Brennan gonna go the same way as Nowlin? Oh. Oh my god, she made it. She made it. Okay, I'll accept it, I was wrong. That was a roller coaster. Okay.
He has a sage? He's already linked to Berwick? What? What? Wait. I'm confused. I'm so confused. Good morning. It's me again. I felt like I needed the night to process things, and I still feel like I need to process things. For right now, I've given this book a 4.5 on Goodreads and Fable. I feel like the ending of this book just like left me with so many questions. First of all, how did Andarna come back? I thought she was gonna be gone for like years. I thought she wasn't gonna be back, honestly, until book 5. I feel like we're gonna spend all of book 4 without her and then like have her appear back right at the end, maybe when Taryn is dying, and then Andarna comes and she's like, I'm gonna save you, Violet, and then like in a very dramatic event like rebonds her. You know, like I feel like that would be such an epic like book 5 scene, but then she just like came back. So I'm like, did she just like escape? Like, did she get away from Leothin or Leothin? I don't know how to say his name. Did she have to like fight him off or escape? Or was she just like, hey, I want to go? And he was like, yeah, you can go, because they're supposed to be like a peaceful species. I have no idea, but I know there is just so much more to learn about the Irids. We got a little bit in this book, and I feel like it was like a little taste. It was like a little nibble, but I definitely feel like there's going to be more. I also wonder if the Irids will have like a better solution to like help Andarna fly. There are so many questions there, and I was not expecting her to come back immediately. I'm happy she's back. I'm glad she's back. Like, I love Andarna, and as I mentioned, I was like missing her when we didn't have her voice in our heads. But I also wonder if she could also be like Violet's main dragon moving into book 4, because at the end of this book, like Taryn was sleeping, and I'm like, I don't feel like we've ever seen Terrence sleep. Did something happen? There's probably something that happened with Xaden leaving and being a baddie Venin, leaving everyone behind. Like, did he take Sigale? Did he do something to Sigale? Whatever he did, does that explain why Terran is asleep all of a sudden? So many questions, but I'm also really excited for Xaden's like villain arc in book 4. I think, like I was saying in this book, like the entire time I was reading, I wanted him to like be full unhinged baddie, and it sounds like he will be a full unhinged baddie in book 4. So I was just a book early in wanting that stuff. And then yeah, I'm just like, I'm so confused as to what happened in that last battle scene. Not confused, like I know what happened, but I feel like I need to reread those last like 5 or 6 chapters because I was like, you know when you first read a book and you just like need to know what happens, so you just like devour, like you just eat it up, but then you have to like go back and reread so you can catch all the details and stuff that you probably just like missed. I don't know, I feel like we learned a lot. Like we learned about like Violet's silver hair, why she has that. I feel like we need to visit Grandma. We really need to visit Grandma in the next book because there's something else that she's hiding, and the fact that we weren't able to go there and get that information, like we just got it through Mira. I think Violet needs to go there and like get the accounts firsthand. I also found getting the like last couple of chapters in different POV was very interesting because we have not really gotten that before. I think it was fun seeing the different rider dragon dynamics. I think that was like honestly my favorite part of it because we've seen how Violet like interacts with Terran and Andarna so much, but it was yeah interesting seeing like how the dynamics and the character interact with their dragons and how like everyone's bond is so different. I found that really interesting to read. I guess yeah, we had to get that last final part of the battle because Violet's memories were wiped, so we need to see it through other characters' POVs. But also, why did Violet ask Imogen to wipe her memories? Like I wonder what the reason was, like what Violet knew where she was like, you need to take this out of my memory because I am a liability and I can't know this. Like I need to know what it is. I need to know what Violet needed to forget. Whether it was like something really painful that she was just like, hey, I don't want this memory, it's going to ruin me, or if it was something like very plot heavy, like plot important. Yeah, we need to know that. The second we switched to Rhiannon's POV, because she was like the first alternate POV that we got, I was like, oh my god, Rhiannon's gonna die. That was my first instinct. When we switched and I realized it was Rhiannon, I was like, are we about to watch her die from her own POV? That was my first instinct, but then, you know, she was okay. I think Imogen's POV was interesting because it made Quinn's death more personal feeling. I wouldn't say it was like so emotional. Like I did not cry in this book, which is so surprising. I came close twice, but I didn't actually like fully cry. But yeah, I think Imogen's chapter made Quinn's death obviously a lot, like feel a lot more emotional. And then who were they referring to when they were like the other Venin brother or what, or your other brother, and it was like Venin brother, you know, like who's the other brother? Is it Garrick? I need to reread. If you have the answer, leave it in the comments, but do like a spoiler warning, big spoiler warning in your comment. Yeah, that was insane. I'm definitely going to take some time to like reread a couple parts, especially that ending today. But overall, my overall thoughts on the book, and this is going to be the spoiler-free version for those of you that skipped to the end of this video because you have not read the book yet. This is the safe space for you. Overall, I really enjoyed this book. I do think it was better than Iron Flame. I would say this book was a lot more shocking versus emotional. It was more like ups and downs, a roller coaster ride, versus Fourth Wing and Iron Flame. We had moments where, you know, I sobbed. Like it was such an emotional story, where in ONYX Storm, even the cliffhanger, even like the big dramatic things that happened, they were more just like shocking. I was like more like what the heck versus crying. Although again, I did like almost cry at 2 points in the book. It just didn't feel as emotional as the other two, but yeah, just more like crazy. And something I loved about ONYX Storm was it was funny. There were funny moments. Not only Riddick, like Riddick had
amazing lines, right? But there were some scenes that were hilarious and I was like, this is just iconic. And I feel like we haven't had like so much of that humor in the other books. We've had tastes of it, but I feel like ONYX STORM was like truly funny. And yeah, this one was definitely a lot more fast-paced compared to Iron Flame. Again, I mentioned like Iron Flame was more about the world building and expanding on that, and then in ONYX STORM we were like, plot, let's go. And I was mentioning in the spoiler reading vlog part of this video that the structure of this book was not really like a traditional like beginning, middle, and end. I find like it wasn't like a, you know, parabola. It was events after events, like things happening at the speed of light. And I would say like at the 70-ish% there was like a little bit of a lull, and then obviously picked up right at the end for good old Rebecca Yarros style ending here. I really enjoyed this book. I will say I've been following like everyone's Fable comments, so join our Fable if you haven't yet, because this is our book club pick of the month and you'll be able to see all of our like chats and comments and stuff there. But I've noticed a lot of people saying that the beginning of ONYX STORM was like confusing because we met so many new characters all at once. And I will say I felt that in Iron Flame at the beginning, where like in the first literal like 2 chapters we were meeting so many new characters. I didn't feel that so much in my personal experience of reading ONYX STORM. I wonder if it's because I did the Iron Flame reread. Literally I finished Iron Flame the day before I got my hands on ONYX STORM, so it felt more of a smooth transition and I didn't really have too hard of a time keeping up with the character names and the politics and stuff. But I definitely can see like why people were saying that. I will say the more I read this series and the longer the books get, I am noticing more of like repeat phases that Rebecca always uses. And I noticed it in Fourth Wing, but I feel like it's just becoming more apparent as we go on, where a few of the same phrases are just used over and over and over again. And sometimes I'm like, let's try and use another way to say this. I know her writing style is not the most sophisticated, but I think in terms of these types of stories it definitely gets the job done. It definitely hooks you in. While the writing's not like, yeah, the most sophisticated, the most beautiful that I've read, it delivers the plot that we need and it gets us really hooked and gets us really attached to the characters and what is happening to them. I think honestly I'm gonna need like another couple days to wrap my head around what happened. That's it. That's ONYX STORM. There she is. She's not going back on the shelf just yet because yeah, I need to reread today. I'm gonna leave you guys here for now. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave me a like and a comment. If you don't know what to comment down below, let me know your thoughts on ONYX STORM. Let me know what you thought about it. If you like me, subscribe, do that bell thing, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!